And also, Akali just hates going up against Ornn and this tanky Jace build. So I think that it's a pretty low-value Akali game that we have for BLG. Do like that adaptation from Thundertalk to actually switch things up. And I think that this is actually arguably the weakest group, but even with the 2-0 that they've had over EDG and LNG, they've still put together good maps. Like, they've played good fundamental league, and I think that we've already seen some of that in the first 2 games today. So happy to see that for Thundertalk going up against a much stronger opponent in BLG.
More camp stone away for Beichuan as well on the backside of this. He's going to take the Krugs away from Wei and maybe eyeing a bit of a dive here. Maybe probably just hovering, though. It's pretty hard to collapse on to this Rakan and Varus, but they still don't have any summoners. The cleanse is down. They're going to dive through on, going to shift back towards Elk. First Blood going to be traded out there. Beichuan picks it up. Elk trying to force Beichuan back out as Wei's here to collapse. Flash available for the mid lane. Flash for flash between the junglers, and everybody is going to end up walking away. Pretty clutch that Elk's cleanse came up right before that dive came across.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's a completely worth trade, but hey, they made the trade itself. SeTab, oh, this is a tough window for him. He's going to have the knockback to be big.
Oh, there's the perfect execution. Picks up the kill. Knight flashes over the wall. Beichuan just burned his flash. Can he get close enough to trade? He does.
Skill shots from Xin and Varus with that flash. Well played by Beichuan, just being on top of the mechanics there.
Glad we got to see a look at Hoyas. Oh, there is that Leona ultimate landing this time, and Elk does not have any summoners to compete. Throws down the chains of corruption, but drops first. Now Wei over on the side. Own coming in with the quickness. They should have the knockups and the charms. Wei's going to single out Feather. Taking a while to kill him, and it's going to allow 1xN to actually end up...
Varus, he will get outscaled. He will not be able to deal with the Ornn and the Jace as this game goes on.
Oh, 1xN steps too close to Own. Gets the chains of the corruption down for Elk, and they're going to clean up there. A bit of an overstep.
And this one for BLG leads to an objective.
Beichuan trying to be a bit nosy here. He's going to hop on top of On, but wasn't maybe expecting Knight nearby. Crescent Guard through for Wei. Beichuan is just cut down and dead, gifting a shutdown over. There comes the Leona ultimate. They are going to single out On, but it's the Rakan who will valiantly give his life. Curtain call down. Can we hit the shots? 1xN. Wei with the Ignite over top. They're just going to gift the double kill over to SeTab.
Objectives first and taken away from BLG. I love what I'm seeing from Thundertalk today.
And I love that you just keep repeating that phrase.
Yeah.
The monster slaying chase has now been cut down. And it's one more for Beichuan and Thundertalk if they're able to get those upgraded boots. But for now, Feather is getting hopped on by Wei. On did set up pretty well. Drops the Solar Flare defensively to try and hold Knight in place. Perfect execution forward. Gonna get it with the 5-pointed strike.
If BLG is able to continue to push their advantages in terms of just the strengths of the champions that they have.
BLG need to secure this Herald, at the very least, to make sure no feats of strength go the way of Thundertalk. And they can set themselves up to maybe play for them later. As SeTab jumps back in on a Bin, Wei's going to find himself flying under the turret, tanking up the aggro to try and set up Bin. Doesn't end up living, but Bin gets 1 kill. But here comes the rest of Thundertalk. There's the Deadly Flourish root and a snipe waiting arms. And everybody settles back down.
I'm just so impressed with SeTab, man. Like, even going down there, still created a positive play for his team as he knew that he had him in the back pocket, and it's going to be a trade of turrets. With him being able to respond and catch this bot wave, so... oh, hold on.
Oh, 1xN. The cleanse isn't up just yet, but he survives the initial brunt. Elk flashes forward to find the kill, but burns all of his summoners just to find 1xN, and Beichuan will be happy to hop back in with SeTab, teleporting in first. It's teleport galore, but SeTab gets the fadeaway snipe. Give him a double. No, make it a triple. You are just praising the man. SeTab continues to perform, and Hoya gets to fly in with the Ornhorn to set up his mid laner. 4 kills to SeTab. Thundertalk back at it again.
I can't believe what I'm seeing out of SeTab, man. You're telling me the guy that's bouncing in and out of DRX between their main roster and challengers just walks into LPL, queues up for Thundertalk Gaming, and is slapping Knight 2 games in a row? SeTab is playing out of his mind to start this year, and these are what he's baiting, what he's doing in these fights is fantastic. He's getting so much out of his champions in these games. First off, Elk plays this really well to take down.
Back to shades of game 1. It's a completely different comp, but still the execution, the confidence exuding from Thundertalk is now putting us into some very uncomfortable conversations as Thundertalk are in a spot with everything you talked about, Cubby, to go up 2-0 when nobody might have expected it.
I'm here for it, man. Let's make things spicy here in the LPL. As frankly, these groups, a lot of them, like we've had a few bangers. Weibo JDG, shout out to that one. You get one best of 5 a day, and Thundertalk, they're making it worth it for the viewers at home as that Rift gets the second crash, but on lying in wait, he has not been spotted so far until he steps out of trap by Beishwan. And again, SeTab just raining down the damage on this Jace. On's dead.
Oh, the solar flare.
And then you have the Jin Leona set up as well. Really, really strong.
SeTab caught on a ward. Knight's going to jump in, immediately burns a flash, and the perfect execution. But like you called out, SeTab is too tanky for this Akali's damage. But On able to set up Knight to find a
Knight in a position to find angles. Get On in a position to find angles, which On has been looking for. And now On going to be caught looking for it. But that's a good trap.
Yeah, he does use the quickness and the knock-up to stun his pick. Way able to jump in, does have the Crescent Guard, but there's a big deadly flourish. Hoya gets a ton of damage. It's Knight that's caught, and the Shroud does not save him. SeTab finds another kill, and now the curtains open up for Thundertalk.
Connected with the ult. Bin, he's the one that's fed. 15, gonna go Mega.
Yeah, he's going Mega, Deadly Flourish, Solar Flare. They're locking up in. He has to hop out in Mega form. In flies Own, but he's all alone. He has to dip right back out as Voracious Opticon doing a ton of work. It will actually drop Feather. Wei tries to stump in and steal it, but it's secured by 1xN. Crit shots him to the face. Roots up Elk on the back end of it. Now he's flashing out, but Thundertalk are following forward. Big accelerated shock blast from SeTab once more, and they're gonna clean house again.
He's just able to tank everything up front. No one can move Hoya. The Ornn is too...
Looks like they're going to force the issue towards this mid-turret. Here comes the Ornn Horn from Hoya himself. Gets a 2-man knock-up, tries to fly in, forces the Crescent Guard out. On going for the re-engage as the turret does drop, but he's too far up alone. Knight can't get in there, and Own pays his life. Step behind, and like you're talking about, with the scaling, they couldn't fall behind in the early game because now this is what they're staring down, getting pushed out of their own jungle. A Baron threat is on the cards, and we begin asking even more questions. The same question from game 1. How do BLG get back in? Well, maybe a pick here will come across as the curtain call rakes into the team fight. A crit shot lands onto On, but they find Beishwan, trade it out jungler for jungler as Knight is BLG. Keep an eye on Bin's Narbar, stacking up pretty close to him going Mega. Flank coming across potentially for Knight. Here comes the Ornn Horn. Wei, Crescent Guard out. That's the key ultimate to stop the poke, but Feather does land a really good Solar Flare to lock him up, and Wei's down first. All going to fly in to try and root up Beishwan, or they do pick off SeTab, but it's going to cost them this time round because 1xN can free fire. Knight jumping in onto Hoya, but that's the tanky Ornn. They can't move the conductor. The train's still going down the track. 3-for-1 in favor of Thundertalk, and that Hextech Soul and imagination is now a reality, Cubby.
Dude, Elk flashed the wrong way. How do you play against Hextech Soul when you can apply it at the range that Jace, Jin, Leona, Nidalee can? Even Ornn, if he pops the Ornn.
Commences, and just like you called out, Cubby, the Hextech Soul just constantly procced. Shock blasts, deadly flourishes, spears.
Objective fights, maybe BLG has to play a little bit chiller, but where were you when Hoya was having a higher game impact than Bin?
Where were you when SeTab was running Knight in a series?
Like, what is going on?
Well, they're breaking the base open. That's what starts out as another Shock Blast lands onto Wei. Still holding on to that Crescent Guard to try and keep himself alive. Inhibitor down as well as all of BLG have to go for the reset. Bin just cannot get through Hoya's health bar this time. It's not like the early game with the mini Gnar into the Ornn. Turret gonna drop to a cannon minion. SeTab is sectioned off here, but he's too darn tanky. Wei can't deal with him. Elk can't get close enough, and Feather's going in. Thundertalk want the killer blow. Ornn Horn gonna go wide just onto Bin, but it's not needed onto the back line because Thundertalk are running wild. 1xN just shot Elk into the face, sends him to a gray screen. Wei's running for another inhibitor turret, the slow of the Solar Flare. Can Feather get the outplay? No Wei drops, but who cares about it because the Nexus is the target. Imagine it, soak it in. Thundertalk are 2-0 up on your 2-time champions.
My